All right, this is just a quick video documentation. I am doing this pool edging renovation completely solo here at the hotel. You can see I ripped up all the old rubber mat flooring, and you can see why all that mat flooring was failing. I'll put some pictures before this so you can see, or I'll overlap on what it used to look like. But you can see all of this stone they glued over underneath. Originally this had a stone flooring like the hotel next door, but looks like the stone flooring failed over time, so they covered it up with this rubber, which probably lasted a few years, you know, everything good, until the stone flooring underneath really started cracking and failing, causing all the rubber to come loose and start peeling off, and it looked like absolute shit. I'm not gonna lie, it was awful. It was a pain to keep up with. So my plan right now is I ripped up all the old rubber. We're gonna keep this original rubber over here. This rubber seems fine. We just want to give it a good power wash, a good clean. Once this pool is almost done draining, I'm gonna put some tarps down all inside the pool to cover up the pool, protect the ground. And then my next move is gonna take some little spudgers and chippers and chisels and did a little test over here. And I'm just gonna chip up all this old stone material, and there's this nice cement grounding underneath that I can use once all the stoning is off to glue down the new rubber. I have a roll of brand new blue rubber, a little bit different than that stuff, but it's pretty much the same. So I'm gonna glue down all of that rubber on the whole edge of the pool, on the whole frame right here. All right, so this is day 2 of this pool renovation. I'm on this job 100% by myself. I have successfully chipped away all of this sandstone along the whole coping of the pool. That was a painstaking task. I had tarps down, so it all fell into the tarps. I folded them up. This is some of the excess here. I'm gonna sweep this up. But yeah, we're in pretty good shape. I just need to kind of detail and trim, make sure that I get right up to this edge here so I can have a smooth transition. So I've made quite some progress today. My phone's running low, but I'll be quick. I really tried to clean up a little bit, at least, you know, so there's not rocks and pebbles everywhere. I vacuumed up. But I'm starting to make some of the cuts here, and this material's looking pretty good. So I'm doing 10.5 inch cuts to run along the edges of these. So far it's looking good. I'm just gonna cut them all first, lay them out where I want them to go, and then I'm gonna glue them down in place. So I have the rough layout now. I have most of the pieces except one right there. I have to do a custom fit because of the seat cut out. They're not glued down yet. They're just loosely in place. I wanted to see how it looked and kind of just piece them together like a puzzle first. The really good thing is the seams. Like, you're not going to be able to see these seams. They push together. This material's perfect. So much work has gone into this over 2 days. These are both like 12-hour work days for me. It's just been exhausting from the start of this. Ripping the old material off that's actually still over there. That's all the old material, a little bit different than this stuff. Once I rip that off again, remember all that sandstone was glued onto this whole coping edge. So that was just chipping away, chiseling away at that for a good day. And it left a huge mess, you know, all the gravel, all the loose gravel was down here in the pool, which actually you can see a bunch of it is just in here. And look, that's just awful. Like, this stuff was just crumbling apart. Hey, well, I figured I haven't done a video on this in a few days, so I had the Christmas holiday off, so I had a 2-day weekend here, but I'm back here in the pool on today's Tuesday after Christmas. So I did do some work on this edging again yesterday. I made some great progress. So down here, and what I did was I used this glue that it's a two-step adhesive type of, I think it's like an epoxy they call it or something. I don't know, I had to mix it together, and it's this really strong glue, so I had to mix it together, and I only had 60 minutes before it set, so I was running around frantic trying to glue down as many of these pieces as I could, and I got almost all of them glued down except for a small section right there. So I don't know, probably about 15% of the pool was left unglued, but I glued the other 85%. And I bricked, after you set the glue down, put the, put down the flooring, or the rubber, you have to brick it to hold the, hold the flooring down. So I bought all these bricks. I had them bricked, holding down when they're drying, and it's drying very good. It's been about 24 hours. It's pretty dried up now. I think at the full curing time is 72 hours. So it's this, this is the glue stuff here. Mondo PU 105. Mondo's the brand, but it's this really strong shit. So I actually called the guy. He dropped off another, called the sales rep. He dropped off another bucket of glue here. So this'll be enough to get the rest of this here. And what I'm also going to do is maybe take a paintbrush, and a lot of these edges are good. Like right here, you can see it's perfectly glued down, but some of these edges, let's try and find a spot like right here. Just gonna stick a paintbrush in there, get a little more glue, brick it down, let it dry overnight, finish up that spot. I made the custom cut for over here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna finish up the gluing tonight, let it set, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. After that, my plan is pretty much just to sand down this coping and find a nice color paint to paint this coping. So I'm gonna sand this down, paint it really nice, and yeah, then this thing will pretty much be done. I went to the paint store today, and I grabbed a gallon of concrete cement paint, and it's waterproof. It actually looks really good. So I started painting this coping here. It's drying up now. I picked like this baby blue kind of color, almost like a grayish blue. And I think it actually goes really good with the whole theme in here, the purple, the blue, the light blue. Yeah, everything. So it's looking good. So I've started painting this. This is the first coat. So I'm going around now doing a first coat, and then I am going to go back around again and do a second coat. So after 2 weeks, today is actually 2 weeks to the date where I started this project. This whole pool thing, this whole pool renovation is done here. So I think it came out pretty fucking good. So especially for doing this completely 100% solo. I didn't have an ounce of help from anybody, just my two hands, and this came out pretty good. It's not perfect, but certainly looks a lot better than before, and I'll put the before and after pictures in there. But it looks great. The paint looks great on the coping. The new rubber looks great. It's feels great. It's glued down. And I mean, everything's just real cleaned up. All right, so now, after 2 weeks, the pool has been completely drained and renovated, redone. All of this edging, coping, looks really good. We are about to commence the fill up at last. Oh yeah. Wow. There we go. Amazing. Get all the kinks out. Boom. This pool is officially filling back up. Well, it's filling up. The water just about got to the bottom of that first step here, so this is taking a while, but it's getting pretty deep now. I'd say we're about, I don't know, 1.5 1.75 feet filled so far. We're 5 feet deep, so yeah, I pretty much got this whole room cleaned up. Everything, I took the bricks out of there. I still got the shop back here. That trash bin's super heavy. Gonna wheel that out of here. I probably have to shovel all that gravel out of there. Yeah, and it's a couple touch-ups I want to do in this pool room. I just noticed the shower doesn't have a handle. Just gonna throw a handle on there. This tile, I want to order another tile depth marker because this one's cracked, so I'll have to chisel this one out of there and glue another one down. Just the little things now, but this thing came out kick-ass. I'm fucking pumped. For $900, like, they actually quoted us. I printed the quote back out yesterday. I pulled it back up. It was actually $6 grand, 6,300 and something. So over $5,000 saved. Yeah, I'm beat, I'm exhausted, but you know, I don't think, it definitely, I'm sure it's not gone unnoticed, and yeah, this is really great. I'm really happy with the end result.